CentralValleyTalk.com.
And welcome back to Let's Talk Business on CentralValleyTalk.com. And we're going to talk computers right now. Very relevant today because we were just talking. There was a huge story this morning about 2 million computer accounts were hacked, Facebook and all kinds of stuff. So we're going to talk about virus protection with Nick Jacobczak, who's a computer engineer, and he runs PC Station Incorporated. How are you?
Pretty good. How about yourself?
I'm okay. When you hear about something like 2 million people affected by a computer virus, do you think, oh, this is good for business? People are going to come in now to get their virus protection?
Well, generally we don't think in terms of, hey, here's something that's going to
Well, we hate
affect
seeing
our
it happen,
business in
but,
general.
yeah.
We don't like to see those kinds of things happen to people.
But it's
and
reality out there.
It is reality, and it's another reminder for customers to go ahead and buy antivirus software and internet security and make sure that it's up to date. A lot of times they have it on the computer, it's installed, but they haven't updated it in over a year, so it's actually not even working anymore.
You really need to update your virus definitions, daily?
Daily is correct. Most of the antivirus tools will update automatically as long as the PC is connected to the internet.
I don't think most people realize how those virus definition programs work. Like you said, sometimes they just load it onto their computer and expect it to work on its own. You really have to monitor it and make sure it's up to date constantly.
That's correct. With most of them, you want to go in there, run your own scans about every week, and then make sure that you're not deleting files that are something that you actually need. Sometimes it does flag things that are useful and not an actual virus. So
Yeah.
sometimes we have to determine as part of our job whether it's a customer's picture file or a music file that they need.
Well, viruses
or
can
not.
hide in picture files, right?
And they can, actually.
Wow.
They can hide in picture files. They can hide in music files. We've got customers that download free music from the internet. And what do you know?
Little do they know, there's something in that free music. All right, so what other kinds of things do you do? I mean, putting on virus protection is one of the things you can do, right? But you can build a whole system from scratch.
We can build a whole system from scratch. In fact, we just got done with an 18 system order for a customer, built 18 computers.
Well, it must have been for a business, right?
For a business, yeah. So we do that. We've got colleges that we do system builds for. And we create a system image for them that is tailored only to what they do. It has their specific software on there. And that way all their machines have the same thing on them. It makes their job easier because now they don't have to buy a Dell or an HP and go and load all their programs on there and spend the time loading all the software.
They can tell you exactly what they want.
Correct. That's correct. So we put exactly what they want on there.
So what's the advantage of buying those kind of systems from you instead of going to a big box retailer and just ordering a bunch of computers?
Yeah, that's a great question. Local support is very, very relevant to a lot of our businesses and our customers.
Yeah, try to get support from the big box guys, right?
Getting support from the big box stores, a lot of times we've had customers say, oh, it's going to be 1 to 2 weeks before they even look at their computer.
But Nick, I can call right up.
You can call us right away. We answer the phone right away. You don't get some kind of automated telephone system.
You're not going to send me off to around the world to it.
That's correct. We're not going to ask you to ship the computer to us.
So do you ask, when something goes wrong, do you go out to the site and
We
take
do
care of it?
on-site repair. We can go out on-site. We also do remote service. So a lot of times there's things that can be fixed without having to disconnect the computer, bring it into the store. We can remotely log in and remove a virus or install a program that's failing to install. Occasionally customers will have a program that just doesn't want to install on the system. Either it's not compatible or they're not using the right version.
Yeah.
So we can log in and determine what that is.
God, let's talk about that a little bit. I think some people don't realize that you can do that. You're sitting at home on your computer. They can call you. You can log on while that person is sitting in front of their computer at home, and they can see everything that you're checking on their computer. They don't even have to take the computer into your shop, or you just do it all remotely, as you said.
That's correct. It's a very popular thing nowadays. You see a lot of TV advertisement for remote login. We don't have a big advertisement for it yet, but we do want our customers to know about it. We've made some small advertising on Facebook and Craigslist promoting the product. And it really, there's no charge for them, just for us to log in and take a quick look. If there's more details that need to be done, then we can say, hey, we're going to have to charge X amount of dollars to go ahead and repair what it is that's causing the problem.
Sure.
But yeah, the benefits of not having to bring the computer down to the shop, I
Who
think
wants
it's
to
very
pull all those
convenient.
wires out and then haul it down somewhere? But all right, so when you're remotely logged on, you're not really spying on them. I mean,
That's correct. We're not spying on them. There's actually some free programs that we can use. One's called Log Me In, and we give them the information on how to get into that program, how to download it onto their computer. It only takes about a minute for them to download it, and they actually give us the password that comes up on their screen. Without that password, we would not be able to log into their system at all.
so you can't go in at any time to their computer,
That's
just
correct.
when the owner of the computer says, come on in. Yeah.
Correct, yeah.
Okay, so we've talked about virus protection, we've talked about building computers from scratch. What other things do you do down there?
Well, the on-site service, I think, is pretty important. We have a lot of small businesses that they can't bring their network equipment to us. They can't bring their servers to us. So we actually go out to their site. We work on their servers, whether it be installing a new server system or just repairing whatever the relevant problem is with their network and the server itself, and maybe some of the workstations there in the office.
Now, what if I bought my computer somewhere else and had a problem? Would you still?
Oh, that's a great question. We'll work on any brand
Any
computer.
brand.
It can be any brand. It doesn't
I
matter.
mean, I
if
didn't
it's
have to buy it from
You
you.
didn't have to, yeah, you don't have to buy it from us.
If I've got the cash, you'll come out and,
Yeah, that'd be the case even with Macintosh computers. Even some customers use the Linux operating system instead of the Microsoft Windows operating system. So there are some things we can do with that as well.
do you work at all with cell phones?
We do some work with cell phones. We do the cracked screen replacements, logic board replacements. We can get batteries for them. So there is that market. It is growing.
I mean, a cell phone is really a mini computer.
It really is.
The
a
new
mini
smartphones
computer.
do everything your home computer can do, right?
Oh, yeah. In fact, you know, the some of the phones that I have nowadays are much faster than the computer I had 7 or 8 years ago by a long shot. So it's amazing how much processing power now is built into such a small device.
It really is amazing. I mean, I don't know if you heard this morning, they announced that President Obama, the FBI will still only allow him to use a BlackBerry. He's one of the last few to be using a BlackBerry. Uh-oh, we got another one there. I don't even know what a BlackBerry looks like anymore, do you?
We see them every now and then, but yeah,
Yeah.
it's one of those things that you don't see that often. You hear a lot about iPhones and all the new
Androids.
Android phones that are out. I mean, gosh, there's I don't know how many different models of Android phones on the market nowadays, and BlackBerry is one of those things that you just don't hear much talk about anymore.
Which is kind of sad, because they were a big, huge
They were a huge
company for years.
Oh yeah, very huge. And in fact, PDAs were real common at one point, which the cell phones have completely annihilated the PDA market.
No kidding, no kidding. All right, so if you're sitting at home and your computer's not working right, maybe this is the guy you want to call, so tell everybody how they can get a hold of you.
Yeah, there's actually quite a few ways to get a hold of us.
Online, I'll bet.
Online at www.pcstationinc.com.
No dots in there at all?
No
PC Station
dots.
Inc.
pcstationinc.com. It's got our phone number, which is 559-221-0888.
Okay.
We've got our Facebook page, which is facebook.com/PC Station Inc. That's another way.
And that's INC, not INK, right?
Yeah, INC, yeah. And then email, you can email me. It's pretty easy. It's just nick@pcstationinc.com. I'll answer your questions through there. We'll send a tech out on site if you want somebody to come out and visit your location, whether it's a business or a home.
Well, look at that. There's 20 different ways you can get a hold of Nick. Nick Jacobzak from Computer or PC Station Inc. Thanks for coming in today. Appreciate it. Happy holidays to you.
Thanks for having me, man.
All right. And we'll be back with more on CentralValleyTalk.com.